Bridget, the maid, rapped loudly on the door and called out, "Breakfast!" I opened the door. Her face, which looked like a very old new potato, came through the doorway along with the breakfast tray. She looked at the empty bed and exclaimed, "Oh, for a moment I thought your friend hadn't stayed the night, but I sees both pillows has been used." Turning my back, I set the tray on the dressing table, then reached for a dressing gown, but Bridget had no intention of leaving.
"He's sure a natty dresser, he is. I saw him leaving here yesterday morning, and I could have sworn he was Wally Reed of the pictures."
Finally, I got rid of her and ate my breakfast. I had a date with Lena the Fox to help make arrangements for a tea party for her niece, Leonora, who was coming at the end of the week for a visit. Lena wanted to make sure that everything should be first-rate and had chosen the Winter Garden at the Hotel Australia for the party. I'd turned the corner of Palmer Street where Lena lived. It was just a few blocks from Alice O'Grady's Sly Grog. A fat Irish mama was sitting on her stoop shelling peas. Her stiffly starched, sanctimonious bodice was buttoned up to the nape of her neck, and her mannish, cranky-looking black straw hat matched the disapproval on her face as she looked at the prostitute next door. The 2-shilling girl was standing with one foot on the pavement and the other foot on her doorstep. Her cheap, gaudy wrap-over exposed the half-moons of her irregular, sagging breasts and emphasized the large button of her navel. She wore broken-down, faded turquoise satin shoes with diamond buckles and rolled stockings. A drunk approached. She called out, "Hello, dearie. How's about coming in for a good time?" He paused for a moment, then shrugged his shoulders and staggered away. Walking along, I saw passageways lined with faded, torn wallpaper damp with calcimine. From the doorways oozed a potpourri of foul odours. The reactions of people who lived in this section were mixed. Many took it for granted that a fancy lady lived next door, but the more religious Irish objected. Now and again you could see through the open door of a respectable family. Inside on the hall stand was some wax fruit and Dad's cap on the rack above a vase of dead flowers. The working family's time-worn, pockmarked doorsteps were freshly pipe-clayed, reflecting the shining honesty of the immigrants who lived over their threshold. The wives of these hard-working men wore freshly ironed cotton dresses in direct contrast to the pink, purple, or orange China silk wrap-overs of their 2-shilling neighbours. Bounding in and out of the side fences were dozens of scrawny alley cats. Suddenly a large convertible screeched around the corner with almost Keystone Comedy madness, and out jumped terrible Tilly. Hurriedly I knocked at Lena's door and was let in. We peered through the starched lace curtains. Lena hated Tilly with a vengeance. Every trollop, grandma, mother and daughter fled to slam doors and windows. We heard Tilly holler, "I'm going to tear this firkin street inside firkin out." A firkin is an old-fashioned implement used for measuring churned butter, but I don't think Tilly had this in mind, although she certainly churned up the entire street. Tilly crossed the street to the house where Connie Edis lived. Lena and I held our breath. Lena said I warned Connie, but she wouldn't listen to me. She'd been working Tilly's territory. Tilly approached Connie's stoop, reached down, removed one shoe, and with an enraged wallop, knocked out the window panes of Connie's house. Then she shouted for the whole street to hear, "If I ever catch you near my beat again, I'll slash your bloody throat abso-bloody-lutely." Bewildered, Connie appeared in the doorway, all done up in a spring print of blood-red poppies on a field of green. She was adjusting her high military black straw hat with scarlet cock feathers. "What you doing?" screamed Connie. "And who the hell do you think you are?" "I'll tell you who the hell I think I am," Tilly shouted back, "and I'll show you who I am." Like a red bantam rooster, Connie leapt onto the footpath in front of Tilly. She too placed her hands on her hips. They glared at each other with fire in their eyes. Lena nudged me. "She shouldn't have done that. Tilly'll make mincemeat out of her." And she did. Tilly gave Connie an uppercut, a smack to the chin with her southpaw. Then, pushing her against the house with her powerful arms.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.